of course, winning the first map guarantees a point for CAZ, but they can, of course, get all 3 if they win this second one, and that will actually put them into first. So that would be an awesome thing for them. Of course, if they draw, it sort of just evens things up with everybody on first place at the moment. And of course, 3 people on first place. That would definitely be pretty cool for the later standings in this matchup.
Yeah, definitely. We're going to jump into the game, though. We will be going live in just a second now. So obviously this is going to be the knife round, and then we'll go into the pistol. And obviously we talked about this previously in terms of Fish having a really quite shoddy T-side half and Dust 2. I think it's fairly safe to say that they kind of need this knife round to get themselves a CT side, at least to get a good start like they did in the previous map.
They need this knife round. It's almost like Nuke in the old days. Either way, I'm sort of intrigued by this one because the way that they played Dust 2 was very, very aggressive. Now, on Dust 2, it sort of happens sometimes where you go into tunnels, but I wouldn't say it's something you do very often, whereas on Mirage, aggression is pretty much the norm. You're going to have players pushing short, you're going to have players pushing into connector to take those AWP battles. You may see players jump into Palace and even apartments, just pushing all the way up, and occasionally even going into underground to go for these aggressive pushes. So I'm definitely looking to see them do that. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like you're going to get your wishes. CAZ will get the choice. And did they put stay? Or was that just...
They did.
Spicy.
Spicy indeed.
Stealing your word.
There we go. That is indeed spicy. No, picking the T side, I do understand the thing is after such a stomp on the previous map, I guess you could say they've got the confidence, their aim is warmed up, they're ready. They just want to kind of control the pace of this map instead of just having to sit back and wait for Fish to bring the fight to them. So it is understandable, although it could be very risky. Let's see how it works out though with them on the T side. We've got a couple of nade buys, got a triple armor buy, and they've clearly got their setup here. This is going to be an A split. You can just tell from the default positions that they're in. We've got 1 player towards ramp, 1 Palace, and 3 going through middle.
But there's aggression coming out from the CT side at the same time. Already Cryptic's going to go up. We'll see the peek out of Palace. Now, they don't actually have to go in this direction. They baited you as well as the CT side. But unfortunately, the bait... Well, actually, it has worked because now Rattlesnake's pushed all the way through. He's gone, guys, there's nobody in apartments. They can't be going this way. And they push through short. He's going to catch off one, rotating back, and this will be... Oh, guys, yeah, I may have read this a little bit wrong. I think they're on the B side.
Yeah, I mean, I got baited out. I'll talk about that in a second. But CAZ, getting the bomb down, that's a really nice setup there, forcing the rotation from Fish, and that is going to get the man advantage quite heavily in their favour as well. You do typically see this CT side aggression up in the B apartments when you see smokes go over A, so Rattlesnake getting caught out there was justified there, but... Obviously,
oh, yeah, no, it wasn't a bad play. It was just quite funny.
Yeah, it's quite entertaining. But Weber, he's going to be at least coming back in through the market. We don't need to see these T's peak. They just have to hold off onto the bomb site and just waste down the time. Dreaming will do exactly that. Lands himself one. Mole does trade, but there's just simply no time left for this defuse. And I guess CAZ are going to pick up this pistol around here. But let's touch on that a little bit. Obviously, CAZ, that's the typical setup there. Is they had 2 nade buyers, so... I was expecting their nade bias to go towards middle, throw a smoke on short, a smoke in window, and then split into connector. But as soon as I noticed that Roma and JKM with the nades were outside of the A site, I was thinking, okay, what are they trying to do? Why are they smoking jungle and CT or jungle and stairs? And obviously, that was to fake out the A site. So actually, they baited me, and a nice setup from CAZ to pick up the pistol for themselves as we see Fish go into their force now.
Yeah, it was a risky play, though, because if they had anyone towards middle, that would have been spotted out, and that was it. They would have just taken those 2 frags, and then the push going onto short would have been completely useless. So it's a risky pistol, but it can work out very, very well.
The positive is, obviously, the nades going down the A site force the mid player, typically inside the jungle or to the connector, to try and hold off on any push. But talking of a push, we may just see one on the B site here.
Yeah, quite intriguing due to the fact that they have 4 rifles. It's interesting to see them going towards B because it is normally the closer range battle where the pistols can roll. But luckily for them, there was only 1 man there. Pickles, I say the new addition. It's funny because before we were making jokes about whether I was going to say whether they're going to last the whole best of 2. And the fact is they didn't. Their roster changed within the best of 2. Typical Fish. But we'll see whether it makes a difference. Clearly, they feel that Pickles is the better choice. So far, not so good. He has fallen, but he was against 5 players versus 1. They all had rifles. He had a pistol. And I like this from Fish as well. They're just going to save. They're not going to go for anything crazy. They're not going to try and 4v5 with a weaker buy when all the positions are being held. They're just going to look for an exit in the form of Rattlesnake, who literally invested in nothing. He's got a P250. He's saving for the AWP. And then the players who actually have something worthwhile, okay, they'll save over towards A.
And that's the best part as well, that you can see CAZ aren't getting too aggressive in the post plant. Typically you see them rush out of apps to try and catch someone out in T-spawn, but no, they're just going to save their weapons. There's no point taking an unnecessary fight.
There's
and
no value in it.
Yeah, exactly. To stop what? An armored pistol player? What's the point of that? Or...
The only person there's value for is Jacob with the MAC-10.
Yeah.
So he could have looked for something, because the fact that that MAC-10 has earned no money does mean it's kind of a worthless gun, because he wants to be waking up for that. Well, actually, no, he's not the AWP buyer, is he? It's Dreaming, so... Maybe he wants to buy it for Dreaming, I don't know. But he wants to make some money, extra nades, extra utility, extra money for later on. And considering he killed no one with it, it is kind of a wasted weapon.
But look at him, he can just do something ballsy right now, and he's going to walk into the A site. The issue is the rest of his team are heading over towards B, which is where the stack comes through. But you can already see they're waiting for Jacob to make this push. He's going to at least spot out that the A site is almost completely clear. There's just Weber and CT spawn. So that can allow CAZ to force all their players back towards his site. Jacob's going to throw the smoke down. He's playing it very safely, not even chasing down Weber here in the spawn. Flashes will follow, and Weber, he may be able to at least catch a man advantage on top of this site. These players start to push their way up onto the A site. I'm not sure how Fish haven't realised this yet with that smoke going down. Dreaming, he's going to be opening things up, does take down the first, and now Fish, they've got to rotate back onto the site. This is just unbelievable from Fish. I'm not too sure what they were trying to accomplish after they realised that there's going to be an A push coming in from CAZ.
Yeah, it was a little bit intriguing. I do like the fact that they sent Jacob alone as that MAC-10 player, because he goes down. Okay, we've lost, what, $2,050. He finds all the information like he did, and didn't actually find a kill, but that doesn't really matter.
Ooh.
But somehow they're actually doing some damage here. Now, you have to take into account at the moment, the only value for Cryptics really is the armor. Other than that, you may as well just challenge, just try and take a couple of players. And what we are seeing Pickles grab another. They're losing quite a lot of rifles at this point in time. Considering you have 4 rifles, 1 MAC-10, really the aim is to keep as many rifles as you can. The way you make money, you don't die. And they got that in the first round, not so much in the second. But they're doing all right. Dreaming will have to invest fully, though, to get his AWP on the board.
Yep, good stuff there for CAZ, and now we can see if Fish can at least bring it back here on the CT side. They do have the AWP and the full rifles as well, so if they can pick this first one up, this first buy, it could be great in leading them into the first half, sorry, but it is going to be so important they aren't forced down 5-0, and they will kick it off on the right footing. Rattlesnake going to drop the first 3 peaks into middle as well, and that's going to be 2 here. CAZ, they've started to fall to their knees, and they've had absolutely no response just yet.
Yeah, they've fallen to their knees and they've found a snake, but it will be... I'm not really sure he got the second. That's what confuses me. Weber, well, that's a freebie. Thank you, Roma, for peeking through the smoke. But nobody holding the angle onto Rattlesnake after he peeks. I don't know. I suppose most people wouldn't expect you to repeat that after being sprayed, but Rattlesnake, with his balls of steel, has decided to do that, and he's found them an extra man advantage. Mole, he's going to go pushing all the way through the map. This isn't really necessary at this point, because they have such a huge advantage, and really this could be one way that they actually lose the round if he gets caught off, things fall back. But at the same time, they're just slowly surrounding them. They're finding so much information, and in fact, they're going to run straight into his grasps. It's going to be nice and easy to take down one more.
Yeah, MCK, they're not going to take the fight, just sitting towards middle, which is somehow safer here, as Fish is not putting any pressure on it at all. They are yet to lose a player, and if they can carry that on, it could be great, although MCK wants to try and deny one. Does take down Pickles. There's a double peek coming out through the middle window and the lower area. How is Rattlesnake missing these shots? It will be Mole to actually get the kill at the end of the day, but still Rattlesnake was very, very late on that attempted trade. We do still see the round going in the favour of the CT side, which is what we noted was very important. And despite not getting a bomb plant, CAZ are still going to have the cash in their reserves to go for the buy. They've got the AKs in this time, and maybe one Tech 9 player, or maybe even 2 here, unless Dreaming's going to pick one up off the floor. No, okay, here's a Galil. That's not too bad, in fact. So CAZ putting together a decent buy, and Fish, same old, same old.
They're definitely intrigued by the non-invest or non-pickup of that second AWP, because there was one down. They decided against it. Most teams, especially on Mirage, play a double AWP setup, but nice work from Weber. This is what we talk about when it comes to aggression, and in fact, most of the time going aggressive over towards Palace is absolutely fine. The likelihood of you running into a lot of players is pretty slim. I don't see many setups that go, yeah, no, let's send 4 people towards Palace. It just doesn't really happen. So he'll get himself a nice early pick. He only had UMP to play with, so the fact that he can just fall away with a rifle in hand, nice start to the round. And now really I just want to see Fish play passively. They've got no real reason to go any further aggressive. Of course, he is still holding all the way at the back of Palace, and the only person near him actually holds the bomb.
Yeah, but CAZ are going to be making a bit of a push onto the short area. You can already see Ozzy's going to be pushed up. He will be able to at least catch out Mole, but no kill coming through. Finally reconverts it back into a kill, but the HP is going to be lost as a little bit of a consolation there for Fish. I just take a frag, why not? Mad
No,
Bats.
not him. I mean Mole.
Yeah,
They already
exactly.
have a man advantage.
That's
That's
what-
just insanity.
But you putting logic into this matchup. Silly you. But we are going to see Fish
Hashtag
back into the man advantage here in a 4 versus 3. We have CAZ pushing up into the B site. We have short and apps control from them. Pickles is going to get caught out. It's a massive kill there, but Cryptic's trading one back on. It's going to be MCK to try and bring it back, and he has to hurry up. The bomb's still dropped in the apartments. He's going to be able to at least follow up onto one, but Rattlesnake rotating back in with the orb. If no nades go out towards the position, he can hold the cross, but just a little too late. We do see those players make their way to the site, and with Jacob in a very close angle, going to be able to drop another. It's all onto Weber now. He has to make this strafe with so little time remaining. He does actually manage to do it, and the bomb going down the site, it is going to be the clutch situation for Weber.
Yeah, if Fish lose this round, I'm probably going to lose my mind. I just have to put that out there. But it is Weber in a 1 versus 2. They know exactly where he is. The utility being thrown out is just going to give his position away. Both players very, very close. They're getting ready to peek him as well. It should be easy, and Jacob will take him down. Now, before you go into analysis, I just want to point out 2 things. One, that re-peek over towards mid when you have a man advantage. Just really over-aggressive, no real need for it. Rattlesnake jumping through the window. Now, the only logical reason is the fact that there was 9 seconds left on the clock, and if he catches the player going for the plant, then they should probably win the round. The problem with it, he jumps through the window, gets killed, leaves Weber in a 1v2, and he's nowhere near. So
Yeah.
it is sort of one of those positions where you have to weigh up the options. I don't personally think he went for the right one. I do understand why he did it.
Yeah, it's a risk-reward kind of system, and you can't blame him for making the play, as it was the ballsy play, but sometimes the safer play is better to make, especially when your economy is so just on the edge. If you, say, got a good bit in the bank and you could afford to lose a round, that'd be fine, but now they've been reset, and that's a reason that they really shouldn't have gone for that. You should, obviously, it's very hard to weigh all this up in the matter of mere seconds before going for a play, but it's something...
That spot as well, jumping through the window. You leave yourself with even a second to make the reaction to get the kill if there's anybody nearby. Either way, though, Weber will start things off quite nicely. Rattlesnake's just going to walk into the crosshair trying to retrieve the weapon. In the previous round, there'd only been 1 player there, so pushing through this time. Molotov actually not going to land through the gap, so there can be a player there. The clock just running out from Dreaming. Doesn't have a pistol vault up with his ult, but it doesn't matter. He'll find the kill anyway. Couple of frags coming in for the CT side, considering they only had pistols. Is not too bad, and they do still have pickles. He's only got a USP. Most of the players are pretty much full, so not really expecting too much from him. If he can grab any sort of weaponry, that'll be a huge success. And he has actually managed to dink shake him. He won't even take him down. That's surprising. That's very surprising.
I'd like to think that's all he gets here. There will be Dreaming finishes off as well. CAZ, they're going to pick up a 5th round on the board, and now Fish... no, they're going to buy. I know they are, but I don't like it.
It's not that bad a buy. It's like it's got a few fami.
Bit of famage, bit of famage.
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 You've upgraded it. I'm not sure I like it.
No, I'll stick with famage then for the time being. Dear. But either way, the buy comes out here. Fish are gonna, it's better than I expected. They're gonna have the AWP, they're gonna have the rifles as well. And we are gonna have Rattlesnake with a very fast connector peek. I do like to see that. Dreaming going down straight away, and that is gonna be a really impactful kill here for the Fish side and taking this man advantage. The issue is, Mole, he can't afford to peek in middle again as he did in the previous round.
Just sit on the man advantage. You don't need to peek. I think that's what they need. They need a coach that just whispers in there every few seconds. Don't peek. You don't need to peek. Mole, you don't need to peek. Mole,
look at him.
Mole, you don't need to peek.
Not like this. Stop. Back off. Play safe.
I thought moles were good at like hiding in holes and not like. Don't they live underground?
If he gets caught out here, this is going to be the ultimate meme.
Oh,
it's going to be perfect. Jacob's not holding the angle. Now the 2-man advantage. Now you really have to not peek because there's just no reason to peek at all. The time is going to start to run down. Yeah, the time.
Literally.
The time is going to start to. I've already lost my
Dwindle.
train of words.
There you go.
Dwindle. There we go.
Beautiful word.
Lovely word. Thank you.
Roma. It's going to be waiting. I like how you look at me waiting. Waiting for me to
You're going to cut me off. You're going to take advantage of that. And you're going to speak, goddammit.
Roma. And Co now starting to build up. See, I can even add in and Co as his teammates have rotated towards this B-up position. Now, the problem is, luckily, Fish have not peaked anymore. So there's no chance for them to really find a peak. There's 2 players on the site. Nice position from Cryptics. Really should be able to get away with one quite easily, but the flash is well timed. Molotov's both thrown into the same position. Not going to be too valuable. And while he's going to be cleaning this one up, has plenty of time to finish off that kill. Aussie will find one with the dongle, and that's going to be it. And you can see they have multiple opportunities now to pick up AWPs. They are deciding against it. I am intrigued by this, as Mole in the past has been someone who likes AWP, especially with his aggression. I feel like the AWP would just make sense. He's so destined to get picks that really giving him an AWP might actually be a better opportunity. However, clearly it's been decided, or maybe he decided he doesn't want to do that. So we are just going to see rifles other than the one up on Rattlesnake. Now we can see the T's as well building up very, very close. I spoke about people not pushing out Palace. Well, there's 4 of them.
Are you happy now? Weber's going to find the first. We do see no trades coming out in the way, but Mole's going to be able to at least spray them down. Jacob gets himself 1 for his troubles, but considering CAZ invested a couple of pistols into that round, Fish are going to get on the better side of it. They keep their economy on a high, only losing Mole there, and so they're going to be able to buy up once again. CAZ obviously investing into this one, but with no bomb plant.
They sort of needed it, yeah.
With no bomb plant, yeah, their utility is very limited. That's why they went for that setup, pushing out of apartments, because that can usually get you a bomb plant if you take down a CT player, or if there aren't any CT players. The issue is with them, Fish have always had this player towards CT spawn, which makes it very, very hard to go for a safe plant.
Yeah, that's when really you want to be investing in a smoke rather than pistols, or something like a few flashbangs. Maybe have someone coming out from ramp as well. Either way, aggression from Mole. Weber's still there to support. Will he get caught out? No, he won't. In fact, takes another one. Eventually gets traded. Aussie in the meantime, however, will be able to push into Palace as there's nobody covering that direction. That's what happens when you push through ramp. And, well, after what was a nice little start, it has come back to a pretty even scenario. Of course, the utility still favouring the CT side. But really now, I want to look towards Jacob. He's going all the way through, managing to get himself onto the B site. It is pretty much clear. I would have liked to see Aussie wait a minute and Jacob just go, guys, well, I pretty much pushed all the way onto B. Give me a second. Because Aussie's played...
Yeah, even if it wasn't clear, he could have found himself a pick there, so that could have gone really well for CAZ, but now playing from a man disadvantage is going to be very difficult. Rattlesnake just walks in. He's going to be...
Didn't expect that one.
Yeah, picked to the slaughter there as Jacob finds a headshot. Roma finally rotating back in with a bomb, and he's going to have the chance to go for whichever plot he really likes here, especially with his position from Jacob holding on to this market door. Sprays him down, gets himself 1. Lots of damage onto Pickles as well, but the retake is going to be on. A 1v2 in his hands.
Yeah, I don't see it happening from this point. Gonna have to get a little bit lucky with one of these players making a mistake, and well, unlike Fish, CAZ seem to be pretty well prepared not to peek. They're just holding their crossfire. Jacob should be there to trade if necessary, and Roma, well, he just holds the angle. They'll get the AWP as well, and CAZ are straight back on. Now, luckily for Fish, they have had a couple of rounds, reasonable rounds as well, where they're able to get a decent amount of money to at least get another buy. So the loser of this is getting that reset.
Yeah. So money not too bad at least, and they're going to have the AWP on Rattlesnake, which is still a very important catalyst for their team. CAZ are going to be able to go on the open Dreaming as per usual, and they will be starting the round off with 4 players pushing very aggressively into middle here. I'm expecting a short push because the bomb's in B apps, and Aussie, okay, maybe it's an A push because he's already found himself on a connector. Look at that trade though, Pickles, Pixel, perfect headshot there. Will drop 2, including MC K there, and taking the attempt to trade things over in the apartment's going to be unsuccessful in his endeavours. Rattlesnake not even getting tagged up here as we see CAZ already going to have to back off of this one. The bomb will be making its way back towards either middle or ramp here as we can see this connector push coming out through Dreaming that has an AWP. Not going to be the best weapon to at least split yourself in, but he has to make do with it.
Pickles doesn't look like he's done yet. He wants more. He's not happy with what he's got so far, and he's going to get it as well. They didn't expect that re-peak. I didn't expect it either when I was watching, so a little bit of risk, but he is getting that reward. They do have a couple of man advantage. Clearly, he wants that quad kill. It does look like his teammates are trying to steal it away, but there we go. Pickles will get 4. Considering how aggressive he was, the fact that he wasn't traded is a little bit worrying. But now we get our result, that reset, and it's going to be the T side. Once again, Fish looking like they should be able to bring this back to evens, but should and actual reality are very, very different things. I never doubt pistols anymore. I never say 100% because that would be foolish. Yeah, you just don't. You just don't.
The thing is about this as well is the fact that CAZ have pretty much already got their T side. 6 rounds for an equal matchup, a 6-9 is not out of the question. It's more likely an 8-7. So in theory, they don't even have to pick up a round here, and they could still be fine on that second half.
That nade.
But anything on top is just going to be, as you like to say, gravy. So we do see this A push come out. It will just be completely wiped down. At least they went for the CT smoke, but Weber's going to force himself out on top. That will be the round, obviously, for Fish. An unsuccessful attempt from CAZ, but obviously it was an attempt. And now, still no money really to work with, but I don't know. It must be a difficult one giving away 2 rounds in a row on the T side and not getting bomb plants in either of them. So that, yeah, they are going to go for the 4. So I don't agree with it, but I do understand it. What? Why did MCK go for a Tet 9 when he has enough for an AK? Oh, they're quasying. Ah. Wait, no. Someone make sense of this economy, Tom, because I have absolutely no idea.
What you do is you click the button to bring up the menu, and then you just spam buttons until something happens.
Ah, okay. That's why they've all got Tet 9s and armor and...
Well, Tech 9's just come up very frequently.
Calculated, yeah.
They've gone for the Fnatic strat. That's what it is.
Tech9gamble.com.
This is what it's going to be. But yeah, definitely interested. We'll see if they get a bomb plant. Maybe it will work out for them. But even then, their money's not that great. So they'll still have a Tech 9 or so in the next round. Either way, they are looking to get that bomb down. It will be planted. So that's not bad already, considering it's a quasi. Maybe Dreaming can be that catalyst player with that AK-47 and try and make something work. They're actually using the utility quite well, considering, and they're holding these players back for quite a while. However, here we go. He's come out. Grip digs. He's doing the damage. Going to run out of ammo, but he will have support. Pickles trades. And while considering this was just a quasi, it seems to be doing okay. But then again, they did invest most of their money. Bomb going down will give them an extra 800 plus the 2,400 going in. And, well, they should have a buy. I think maybe MCK had the extra cash. We decided he'd save to buy an AWP for Dreaming. That's the only logical thing. If he doesn't buy an AWP now, then I'm completely confused, and he doesn't. So that is really weird. And now he's going to have extra money in this round instead.
I was about to say I'd be triggered if CAZ won that round, but I'm actually more triggered that they lost that round. A 5v5 post plant with Tet 9s, perfect for close range. And they kind of all just get aggressive. They throw in one flashbang that really doesn't have any impact at all, and they all get taken down with nothing in their favour. A bit of a throwaway for CAZ. Obviously, they can afford it because it really wasn't their proper buy anyway as they got the bomb plant down. But still, I feel like they should have got a little more out of that round. Surprisingly, though, Fish will come in with a retake and equalise it back up, as you said. So it is going to be at least which team can take the round advantage into this first half, and it's getting very important as well because the money on either side is still not built up that heavily. Fish have obviously a little bit more, but CAZ is on the loss bonus, so it's a very back and forth money situation at the moment. And I mean, I'm not too sure entirely which team's going to make the better of it, but it's going to be really down to this round.
Fish have Pickles on 10k, so that might make the difference. I think they do have a few players who've managed to stay alive at least long enough that they should be able to buy close to the end of the half. And while with Rattlesnake starting things off, getting a second, eventually Aussie will trade, but already the damage has been done. The only problem is they actually have nobody on B.
That is an issue, but they haven't even fully committed to this one yet. If Jacob gets caught out, and he will, that's huge. That's a flank for CAZ, just eliminated. And not only that, but the man advantage doubled for the Fish side as CAZ continue to at least get themselves back onto this B site. They need to plant the bomb sooner or later, though, and they will start to do so, or at least a fake from Aussie. He finally commits to it as he realises no CTs are going to be deep on the site here, but with only one flashbang left, that's all CAZ have in their bank to at least hold back these CTs. But as you can see, Mo's coming in through the apartments. We have 3 pushing in through the market. This is going to be the perfect split for Fish, and they should be able to catch out these players. There's already Aussie. He's going straight down Rumba, gets one with the aggression, but it's going to be traded instantly there from Cryptics. The round is going straight up to Fish. I can't blame CAZ. That was a horrible position to be in. Now we are going to see the 7-6 in favour of Fish, and despite getting the bomb plant, CAZ's money isn't going to be perfect. However, they should be able to sustain a buy here.
Yeah, they do now have the loss bonus starting to come up behind them. The only problem is I feel like a lot of the time in the last... I know it's Dust 2, so it's a little bit different, and you have to talk about it a bit, but it's just the fact that they haven't been able to get Dreaming on that AWP as much because they're doing these sort of force buys. And on Dust 2, yes, it's a different map, it's a different ball game, but even going towards long aggressively, he was able to find them a lot of the first picks that they were getting. So the fact that they have sort of limited him due to this sort of force buy saga is really interesting. That is a lovely nade to start the round. That's the second time that same nade has been thrown in by Mole. Either way, it will be the A push once again. Pickles not going for the rotation just yet, but the rest of the team are in place to slow down this push. Aggressive push from Mole. He's going to drop the bomb, get a second as well. Unbelievable how he wasn't punished, but Jacob will be able to trade one back. Really, we're looking at the T's now. They're both over towards a sort of ramp and palace position, not actually out towards the site. Mole still going aggressive. I'm not sure I'm a fan considering how low he is, and that's going to give them an opportunity.
Pointless frag hunting, that's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. But Aussie and Jacob are both tagged up, at least, which is one positive for Fish to come back into this round. And Pickles may be able to catch up the head. He does spot player pushing aggressively. He saves his teammate as he takes down Aussie, and that is so key as well. That could have been the death of them. If Rattlesnake got dropped, that would be the bomb control back in the favour of the T side. And not only that, but the man advantage. But they don't know that Jacob He's pushed out to the site. This could be dangerous. He hasn't spotted the head. Finally going to stand up and he gets it as well. Bomb in his hands. Bomb going to go down towards the site as well and fully committing to it, although faking it as Pickles tries to take himself a fight. Jacob's going to spot him out. A bit more damage, but he's still going to receive the bane as well as he's down to 35 HP. Bomb goes down. He could at least leverage himself on top of this site, but he's going to just reposition. Oh, Pickles didn't spot it. The timing's going to be massive. He won't be aware of the position here, and he's just trying to bide his time, wait for the peak to come out from the terrorist, but Jacob has played this one absolutely perfectly. He's going to finally make the drop, but is this just going to take too long to finally realise that this player is not still on the site? He's finally going to work it out. He's going, oh God, what has happened? He has no idea. Jacob, he's going to line it up. What a massive clutch there from Jacob. He's going to be able to pull it out. The timing being so instrumental in him picking that one up, and CAZ, they are going to equalise it 7-7.
I could just imagine the comms. Did he pass? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't pass.
He's still on the site. He's just peeking either side of the box. Like, this guy is a magician. Like, he's outmaneuvering me every single time, and you just see him sat on the other side, just like just laughing to himself. So nice round coming out. CAZ will just about get away with it, and it looks like it was swinging in their favour. I have to point out again though, Mole with the peak, and well, say his name, he shall fall. Weber with the auto, starting spamming away. The hefty price tag with, so far, a hefty reward. Okay. Ooh, dunk.
That's going to be Dreaming returning fire, though. There's still a 3v3 on their hands, though, as CAZ start to commit towards this site. Nice push on from through the stairs. Sorry, Roma's going to be able to catch out Rattlesnake. Bomb going down the site in the meantime, and now a 2 versus 3 retake. We won't see any CAZ players moving out of the site of Fish, though, but they will be able to hold it off with the little utility they do have left in their bank. They are going to be throwing that one out as well. Cryptic's fully blinded. That's going to delay him for another couple of seconds, but they need to hurry up and get back on this site. The Molotov not going to be placed right. We're going to see Jacob take down Cryptic's, and now it's all on Pickles. He has to step up for this one. It's going to be the last round of the half. He can't afford to save. Tags down the first, but he's not going to even finish off the spray there as Roma takes him down. CAZ, they take 8.
8 T rounds. That is not good at all for Fish. And they look like they had it coming. Like they had five out of 6 rounds in the middle of the half where you think, okay, they're bringing this back. We'll end on a 9-6 and we won't really bat our eyelids at it. It'll be sort of one of those positions where you're like, yeah, no, that's about right. That's what we should be seeing. Instead, right towards the end, we see a couple of players step up on the CAZ side, able to clutch out a couple of rounds, and that's exactly what they needed, just managing to achieve more than what they probably should have. Now they go onto that CT side, the favoured side, but of course, if Fish get themselves the pistol, they could start to snowball into a better position.
That is going to be of the utmost importance here. They have one smoke player, the rest of them are on these armors. And we are just going to have those players rush straight onto the A site, but Dreaming's going to deny the first 2. That's going to be 2 massive kills as well, as Rattlesnake and Pickles both dropped. We have Cryptics attempting to trade, but look at this, Dreaming playing it perfectly. He just walks back into the CT spawn, not wanting to challenge from jungle, expecting this aggression, and CAZ playing the CT side as how we wished Fish did, not peeking, not fighting, and just retaining this man advantage for as long as possible.
Yeah, another one coming out from Jacob as well. Bomb is in a horrific position. Weber needs to get out of there, and he just can't. Dreaming's going to add his 3rd to the list. Okay, Mole, maybe you could do a little bit of something, but there is MCK to finish him off. So, CAZ take the pistol. Now we're getting into problematic times for Fish123. Now, expecting a force. Maybe we'll see Rattlesnake go for a little bit of a save in terms of a P250 like he did before. No, in fact, this time he is fully forcing. But Mole hasn't bought, so...
He's AFK though, that's why. Oh.
Oh, never mind. Never mind. Changed right at the last second. Does keep 700 in his bank account though, so there is still a little bit to play with later on if he wants to go for an AWP. It's not going to be anything that's too beneficial unless, of course, he can get a kill or 2.
The orb not as integral on the T side as it is on the CT side. It's important as it is, so you kind of understandable why Rattlesnake is forcing up into this one, and the fact they're losing so heavily as well. It doesn't look heavy, but look in 2 rounds, it's going to be 11-7, and that is heavy. So it really could be quite dangerous for Fish if they don't manage to pick up this force buy. But Cryptix is going to kick it off on the right footing. He does manage to take down one. Weber should be able to follow up, and he will. Ozzy gets dropped. Too aggressive there and so unnecessary, though Roma will trade things out as he gets aggressive over in the apartments. It's down to a 3v3 with both teams with a chance to pick this one up, especially with MCK with the Mag 7, not the best retake gun he has. And now Fish, they are going to be sitting in towards middle, potentially boosting more players up and splitting in towards this A site through the connector.
Looking at this Mag 7, because if they do come through connector, there is a big opportunity that that Mag 7 is going to be absolutely useless just at the range that it's being taken at, especially with Rattlesnake now picking up the most valuable gun currently in the server, the M4A4, and being boosted into window. I would say boosting solo with the bomb is a little bit risky, and if he gets caught out, that should just end the round. In fact, he's going to go back. Now, I quite like this decision, actually. They can push through short. As said, he has one of the only rifles in the server at the moment. The player on the B site has a UMP, so in terms of range, we are looking towards Rattlesnake at the moment, although they're going to get pretty close and personal. There's a second player as well, holding the cross, so not a bad read coming out from CTs.
The time that Roma could be able to deny this bomb plant with only 8 seconds left. They have to take down the snake in the grass, so Jacob's just going to make it way worse. Roma follows up, and nothing you can do. Fish sat in the middle area for literally 40 seconds that round, and that will be the reason they lost. Just took too long to decide what they want to do. I liked what they had at the end of the day, but still just took too long, and that will be the reason they lose. So CAZ picking up the double digits now, and this is what I said. 11-7 is looming over their heads, and it's looking even more likely by the second.
Yeah, they just didn't have time to check all the angles. That was it, and that's where Roma will capitalise. Weber, well, he'll get taken down early on. Dreaming has managed to push through. MCK looking to get a little bit more. Mag 7, not renowned for his range, so he's going to go chasing a mole while he's out of there, looking to dig back into the dirt.
And these tees are unlikely to really pull anything out with just a P250 invested into them, although the angle of this this gate there is not going to be able to spot out that player. Aussie, he's going to be able to spot out 2. Takes himself a couple, and there will just be Jacob to try and follow up as well. Cryptics may catch him out with an only invested pistol, but that's...
Sure.
Jesus Christ.
That was a whole clip! I love the response. I can't read it out on stream, but...
We have chat turned off on the observer
for
PC,
a very good reason.
And for a very good reason we have the chat turned off.
Let's just say MCK was not very happy with that. And he doesn't really like the Mag 7 either.
It's a gun, isn't it? It's not a very good one though, apparently. I like it, but...
Well, if you go aggressive through Palace, then sure, but you normally don't lose to a Glock, no armor player either. So.
He would have switched to his pistol and had more effect with that, so that's just embarrassing. But regardless, CAZ at the end of the day, they pick up the round, and that's what's most important, despite the real BM and the tilt that MCK is likely going to receive from that. So Fish are going to be left into their buyers. And you can see 2 players, no utility really. We mentioned Rattlesnake forcing this, and this really is having a great effect on his economy, although both of them are already out, so it doesn't even matter now. The lack of utility obviously not coming into any kind of danger, and Pickles is going to be able to refrag to a key kill there to try and put it back into a 3-on-3, but only Jacob dropping means that CAZ are likely to not peek into this one. We may have some fights taken, but at the end of the day, they are playing rather passively in comparison, and still they've got this aggressive pallet push from MCK, this time not with a Mag 7 though.
Yeah, I like this. He's in such a prime position. He's got to time it well. Finds the first, looks for the second on the site. Doesn't manage to win it. Nice shot from Dreaming through the box. Lines it up and knocks them down, leaving just one left. Pickles. He's got to try and make this one work. He's in a decent position. The bomb is planted for him, although he's a little bit further forward than most would expect. This seems to be a plant for sure. They seem to know it, but... getting the wrong side, they're going to try and bait him out, and there goes the utility as well. They can actually just defuse the bomb from this angle until he falls back and goes for the peek. He can't even do anything about this at the moment, trying to tap away, picks the wrong player to go for. Roma goes off the bomb and headshots him as well. So
he was so uncertain on who to kill there, just shooting back and forth. So that was a bit scary in terms of him being very, very confuzzled. But
well, most cases you aim for the player who can't shoot you, but in that case the bomb was being defused, so he kind of had to choose the bomb planter, but either way he missed both, so the round continues to go in the favour of CAZ, and this is looking like a very similar scenario, except for the fact now that they have actually won both pistols, and it's very, very unlikely that you see a team with both pistols lose a game.
That is true, but who really knows at this point?
Well, I don't know. I'm looking at the scoreline. Well, Fish have got the first round, 2 picks.
Yeah.
Pickles has stepped up. He's managed to start things off. He even had time to type in the chat how much he was enjoying that. I do love having chat on this piece. He's absolutely brilliant.
I think Australian CS and UKCS always have the most energetic chat, which is always fun to watch. But Rattlesnake going to push them down in the dirt. Roma gets caught out with that aggressive apps play, and now CAZ are going to be left on 2 players here. Jacob not able to find anything, and MCK stuck in a 1v5. At least he doesn't have a Mag 7, so he may have a little bit of a chance, but still it's going to be Fish looking likely to pick up an 8th round on the board, which is very important.
He's in the wrong place. He has no other thing to do than save. He's just got to keep the rifle into play. Can have a little look, a little gander at the economy. Now, of course, they only get 1,400 into the next round. They do at least have 2 players who can buy pretty much 100%, Jacob and Roma. Then it gets a little bit sketchy from there. Of course, we can see MCK possibly drop a FAMAS. But at the same time...
See, the thing is, if they got 4 kills in this round, for example, I would like to see them force up, because that would mean Fish's economy would be quite low. It'd only be 32.50 for winning the round, obviously plus any kills and previous money they did have. So they'd have a buy, but not full utility. They probably wouldn't have an AWP. So getting 4 kills, at least, if CAZ did that in this one, it would make sense to force up. But now that they've literally got no kills and they're unlikely to get more than one,
I think they'll still go for it.
I'd like to see them just eco, because there's no way they're going to reset the economy back in their favour up against such an incredible full buy that we're going to see from Fish here. So I'd like to see an eco, but let's see what happens with this one, because their money is right on the tipping point in either way.
They're going to buy.
Especially
with the AK, they're definitely going to buy. It's just one of those positions where you have to see the FAMASs dropped, and then they'll get the utility behind it.
Yeah, they got a lot more than I thought.
It's not too bad.
I feel like
but it's still like the ultimate reset if they lose.
I feel like I just can't do maths, because when I look at 3400, I think you can't get anything out of that. But then when you add it up in your head, that's a FAMAS with armor and then a nade on top. Like,
especially if you drop the head armor as well, it helps you out. That's the thing that I think most of the time you go, okay, you got the FAMAS plus $1,000. It's like, well, actually, not necessarily if you take away the head armor.
Yeah, that's important. Look at this aggression though. MCK saved AK, going to work out well. Rattlesnake gets dropped, and CAZ, they are going to be put straight away into a 4
I think this is already
5.
the difference between CAZ and Fish. He gets the kill, he just falls away, throws out some utility, goes back to the site, happy to take it. Whereas a lot of the time, I feel like I'm hammering on Mo a little bit, but I feel like I have to, because it's just one of those moments where it's so many times now where they've been in an advantage and he continues to go aggressive.
Don't criticize a player or there'll be a thread on Reddit about you.
Bring it on.
XD. No, CAZ, they have the man advantage. Yeah, Weber's going to be able to push up into the short area, catching out Roma. It is going to be back into a 4v4, but he still has Ozzy to deal with. Nice peek there, going to be able to take him down, but the rest of the players pushing late in through this apartment here. They have to clear out this first player, Ozzy, who's still going to be a real close and integral player to the CT side. He's not going to get anything though, but Dreamer will still trade things out. It's going to be back into a 2v3, and Fish yet to get this bomb down. At least the time is still fairly decent, and Pickles, he's going to be able to follow up. Jacob has to trade, but he's not going to be able to. There's 2 players with low HP here on the T side, and they do have a little bit of time to plant the bomb, but it's all going to be on Mole now. He catches out the first. That's a very important peak, but Jacob takes him down, and Mole with a really nice attempt there by catching out that first player, but he's going to get called out by the aggression.
That window jump again.
Yeah.
It is just the suicide jump. If you jump through there, there's someone looking at it. You are dead unless you had jumping shot, and well, That's pretty likely. So maybe it is quite likely, but you know, I'd hope that they'd have fixed that. It's like when they fixed the jumping orb. That one more, didn't it? Please show me Stewie's clips of jumping orbs. And
I love jump shots. I love it. It's so much fun. It's terrible for a competitive game, but it's so much fun as a viewer perspective.
Oh, Pickles is down. And that's already not the start that Fish were looking into. You have to remember, they have literally just had their economy shattered in terms of the money they're making. And now they're only going to get 1,900 into the next round. So if they lose this one, it is likely that this will be closed by CAZ. So need to come back into this round. They have a decent bit of control towards middle, but there's plenty of CT players around that very avenue, somewhat pincering them in, although the push going into window at the moment was a little bit intriguing, because Aussie does actually have a better sort of spot over towards short, but there goes Dreaming.
The timing. Weber getting caught out, and Jacob, he's going to just hold the angle. Rattlesnake doesn't check it, and he will get shot in the back as well. Fish are going to be left on 2 players. Cryptic's landing 1, but that will be it here as they get cleaned up. It's going to be the dumpsters, and CAZ, they pick up a 14th round. They're 1 off match point, and look at the money. Fish have nothing.
As Adele said, this is the end.
Yeah. Hold your breath and count to 1 minute 45. Or 55 now.
Well, there's actually 2 rounds. But
yeah, I guess. I mean, in this round. Don't ruin my dreams.
Go on, so how much is that if it's 2 rounds?
That's 110 seconds. No, 110. What am I saying?
Bye, Hugo. We'll see you later.
That's 115 for 1 round. Why? I can't count. Ooh, I just doubled 55 because I'm stupid.
You could have just done like 4 minutes minus 10 seconds.
Yeah, do you want to stop bringing logic into this chat, please?
Speaking of logic, everyone is dead.
Why did I take on the maths?
On the Fish side. Yeah, I don't know why. I sort of set you up to fail.
Tom, what is it? 155 plus 155. Give it.
350.
Shut up.
I literally told you exactly.
Yeah, but I was doing it in seconds. I wasn't doing it in minutes.
But why would you do it like that?
Because that's what you asked me to do.
No, it's not. I said it in 1 minute 55.
That's what I implied. That's what I see you implied.
Well, after the failed pistol round, we are
failed
looking
maps.
to see another pistol round coming out from Fish. Now, they're going to have to try this again. Of course, they don't have a choice in this round. And already Aussie is going to start things off. So, looking like, well, as I said again, this is the end. There's a film called that as well. But either way, Aussie's found a second. Looking to see whether or not the rifles can do the work.
Yep, so the A site control going to go very easy for CAZ here. It will just be the clean-up that we expected. Weber is going to be the last person alive, and Dreaming is likely to finish him off here. Yeah, Clutch or kick, well, Clutch or lose match, I think. Dreaming finishes him off, and CAZ, they take a 16th round. That is going to be the map concluded, and that will be 3 points gained for CAZ in the standings as well, because they actually won both maps of that best of two. So very nice.
I think that puts them top.